Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. Okay, it's Saturday, June 25th, 3:12 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. All right, kind of a late one today, but I wanted to, throw out some charts and such just to get an idea of what the market's looking like. So, BitcoinDailyView.com, as always, got more for you there. A cool site that I found, which shows interesting statistics on nodes and network availability, user agents, a bunch of stuff. Some things I'm not even really all that sure of. Like, well, one thing that's kind of fun is like what countries have the most nodes. This is all uh, basically Bitcoin related, but I want to put this in the live chat just because it's kind of fun if you care to look at how many nodes are running and such like that. Looking at longs versus shorts, these are 10-second candles. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of a pump. Now we're seeing some vindictive dump. You can see a lot of shorts got wrecked. Well, they'll be coming back for vengeance pretty soon, trying to wreck some longs. Been watching today, and in general, bulls versus bears. It's been a pretty civil battle. I have not seen too many great big wipes of longs or shorts. So basically, the whales, the bull and bear whales, are kind of playing nice to each other, winning some, losing some. Looking at the market in squares, a mix of red and green today. Really, that's not bad for a Saturday. SHIB's doing quite well, and so is Sand and Mana. You can see them sticking out. Nice to see Doge up quite a bit recently. Litecoin in the green, nice to see. And finally, ETH once again. It's above 1,000, of course, and it's up about 0.89 last 24 hours. And there you go. I like seeing that. This is a daily chart. Let's look at an hour and see if that. I like that. An hour is better to look at. As you can see, looking at an hourly chart, just for kind of more immediate price action at the Bitcoin universe and squares, you can see some fun stuff. ADA and XRP are up. Sol, DOT is up. Doge is up. Theta's up. Uni, Crow. It's just wonderful. And SHIB's up. So in general, nice to see this beautiful mix of green and red. Bitcoin up 1% last hour, dominance of 41%, Ethereum of 3.13%. Nice to see ETH making some moves. All right, so here's the big deal though. Looking at the Bitcoin trading volume explicitly, 1.6, well, basically 1.8 billion if we round it up. That is pure crap. So even for a weekend, you always want to have at least 3 billion in volume. Being above that's kind of nice. About 3.5 billion would be better. This is really, really low volume, and it's been my experience over the last couple months that when you get volume this low, be careful. It's when it appears that it is easier for the whales to dump the price. So watch out, because you very well could see basically a bunch of shorts come in and just wreck a lot of longs. So definitely looking at today, I would say the bulls have actually outwrecked the bears for sure. So anyway, those bears are going to come back for some vengeance. It wouldn't surprise me if they drop that price down to the low. Right now it's like 21,000. They might be looking to get back down to like 20,000 or so. So like right here be a level. Wouldn't surprise me if it got down to like 21,200, 21,100. Wouldn't surprise me, even like just 21,000 even. So the bear whales will be looking for vengeance. As you can see, their longs got wrecked down here. Basically, it's been a long. It's their shorts got wrecked. So shorts been taking a hit today. A little bit too much optimism out there. So with that said, let's look at the trading volume here on cryptometer.io. Over the last 24 hours, we are seeing like 43% buy, 56% sell. But that's actually been on the positive side. This is recent. Kind of recent change there, even though it's looking at 24 hours. I think this represents the last hour here. It's like 50% longs, 49% shorts, so kind of even. The exchanges, you can definitely see a mix of dominance there. Anyway, whether it's buy or sell. So anyhow, sorry I stumbled on that. I think I need to stop looking at that chart altogether and just look at the volume. They think it's 2.7 billion last 24 hours, where Bitcoin trade volume thinks it's 1.8. So 1.8 versus 2.7. So somewhere in the middle there is, well, there you go. That's what it's That's what the volume is. I'm going to stop even referencing these because they constantly sort of change, and I just don't quite understand where they're coming from. This, even though it's supposed to be 24 hours, it seems to vary greatly. So anyway, I'm not sure if it's really 24 hours. It changes too much while I'm looking at it. For it to be 24 hours, I think it'd be a smoother curve. Anyway, with that said, coin market cap, looking at spot trading across the big exchanges here. This is a big one. You can see the 7-day graph. You can see volume has been trailing off big time. Volume is way down in the red. Volume has been decreasing this weekend on the big exchanges. For spot trading pairs, looking at derivatives, basically leveraged longs and shorts, you got 37 billion on Binance. You want to have at least 50 for a good day. So really, we don't have volume for spot and for spot trading and derivatives, but spot trading for both alts and Bitcoin trading volume itself explicitly is just extraordinarily low. So just be watchful. It would not surprise me if the bears who got slightly erect today on the shorts might come back for vengeance later. The weather is right for them. That low volume is just their perfect opportunity to drive the market down to wreck some longs and make some money. 21,464 is the Bitcoin price right now. Looking at the top 100, a mix of green and red, kind of more. Just it's about neutral right now. It was looking a little bit better earlier. We do have some good players though, and we'll take a look at those. We just do have some things definitely making money today, like Mana is looking really good. All right, we'll keep on rocking here. Looking at longs versus shorts, 47% long, 52% short for Bitcoin on Binance. I definitely would say that it is a short bias. Let's see how it rolls. Wouldn't surprise me. Longs have done better today. Shorts are going to come in for some vengeance, especially with this low volume. So looking at Ethereum, 47% long, 52% short. So both Bitcoin and Ethereum, expect some wrecked longs. Just my idea. I'm kind of not only guessing. I'm not saying this is financial advice, but if you got a long, just be careful because I think that the bears are coming in for some vengeance, especially with this low volume. Looking at a daily chart, here's the big exciting news. The big news really is we have a gorgeous daily MACD positive cross. Histogram opening in the right direction. This is wonderful. It's definitely in the right location down here. We never know exactly how these are going to go until they kind of play out for a while. But give this, a little bit of time. We'll see what happens. This is definitely the right place to cross to make some money. We'll find out how it goes. We shall hope that it does something like it did back here and just make some beautiful money. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not, but let's just see. We do have a setup for some good things to happen, and I'm going to be rooting for that. Bitcoin is challenging 20 WMA. It's getting to there. We'll see how that rolls. Of course, the 50 moving average is way up here, like 27,600. Got a ways to go to get above the 50, but if it did get above the 50, especially after this positive MACD cross on the daily, that would be a nice thing. So let's see what happens. Good things do happen in this world, and let's see if this does. All right, looking at Bitcoin on the 45-minute chart, something which is making me rather gleeful, I have to admit, is this. Okay, looking at the 45-minute chart here, we have, look at a 4-hour chart real quick. As you can see on the 4-hour chart, we definitely have been recently, given a lot back. So you can see this really ever since about the 9th of April, we've kind of just been giving back. And we've had a hard time, trying to challenging it above that 200 moving average. And right now, we are well below it, of course, on the 4-hour chart. And I'm going to be super bullish kind of when we get back above the 200 and 314 moving average on the 4-hour chart. We ain't there yet. 200 moving average would be a great cross, and that's right around 26,300. But what I think we might be seeing a setup, for some upwards movement is right here. As you can see, this trend has changed on the 45-minute chart. So right around the 18th of June, we've seen this beautiful uptrend. We broke above the 200 moving average rather authoritatively around the 20th of June. So we continue. We had to ride it for a while. We finally went sideways for a little while, and we broke above the 314 moving average, and we're staying above the 200 and the 314. We're in the middle of the RSI cave, and if we look at these indicators, directional index is in the green, ADX is kind of low, needs to get up to around 20 or so, but right now it's at like 16. Squeeze indicators beginning to turn positive. SMU binary candles are good to go. KRI is in the green. Stochastic RSI is on the way up. This indicator down here is rather fun, and that is called just simply, you'll find it deviation from MA in percent by shit hit the fan. I like that. Anyway, that's a lot of fun. So we're staying above the green. We're staying above the 200 moving average. That's what that's actually set for. It's just showing me, below and above 200 moving average. So anyways, guys, this is a good sign. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. This is a beautiful upwards trend. You pretty much could be very, very daring and dapper, and you could get really crazy. Well, actually, could you? I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to do it. I think you can kind of see where we do have a bit of an upwards channel going here. We kind of dropped below it earlier today. Now we're back above it. That's just fine. Let's see if we can get a bounce, move up back towards that middle, the heartbeat of this channel. By the time we would reach it is around 22,000, 22,700 or so. So anyway, let's just see what happens. We're poised for some upwards movement. I'm all for it. I can dig it. Let's look at the 15-minute chart for some 15-minute chart. That's fine. One thing I like about the 15-minute chart here is these blue diamond merit badges show breaks above the 200 and the 314, like in, I think, like between 1 and 3 candles. So a nice quick break. That usually is a very bullish indicator. We're back in the channel. Let's see how it rolls. We're staying above that 200 moving average and the 314. So I'm all for it. The Madrid ribbons are now all green again. So I think we are looking good. Now the volume is very, very low. Bears could dump this very easily today. So beware, watch your longs, be careful. All right, looking at mana today. Since Mana's looking pretty good. We're staying above the 200 moving average. We had a beautiful break back here on like the 22nd. This thing continues to move up. Mana's looking really, really nice. I certainly do like it. Not sure what this is there for. I have an indicator, an alert or something. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. Anyway, it moved up. It's retracing. It would appear that the ADX, the directional index, squeeze indicator, KRI, stochastic RSI, everything is cooling off. So it's made a good run. Let's wait for this thing to actually turn back up, and I think it might be a good play. As always, be careful. Low volume today. If Bitcoin dumps, well, everything else is going to dump with it. But if we kind of do a bit of an upwards channel, I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, let's put it like that. I have to move this here. I'll go like that. We're in this is all good. Let's see if we get halfway down to the heartbeat and bounce it back down to the 200 moving average, which is the bottom of the channel. I think mana versus USDT could probably definitely continue moving today or tomorrow. Let it cool off. A lot of things are doing that right now. SHIB versus USDT had a beautiful burst above the 200 and the 314 back here on the 21st of June. Really moved hard, got rejected basically by reality up here, and now it's going sideways with a slight upwards trend. This thing is beautiful. I like what I'm seeing. You can easily make this an upwards channel. It's been testing the top of the RSI cave, which is kind of good. Pushing hard, indicators are looking all right. It's kind of going to cool off a little bit before it continues going, but definitely SHIB versus Tether, SHIB versus USDT is looking rather strong. Everything's kind of beginning to trail off a little bit today. Maybe it's the time of day here in the U.S. People are, getting ready to have their, evening Monster Energy drink and Hot Pockets, I guess. And so they're starting to play WoW and stuff like that, and lay off the trading today. Anyhow, so Theta versus USDT, I like what I'm seeing here. This is a beautiful thing. It's very sporadic. Let me actually do a 4-hour chart and see what we've got here. Let's look at more data. So what I like here, what is kind of exciting about this chart is I like to get in things when they're in this state. Okay, so you've got this beautiful downtrend. It's given a lot back, and now you're beginning to see some sideways and some upwards movement. This is a 4-hour chart, and we have broken above the 200 and the 314 moving average on the 4-hour chart. That is pretty darn spiffy, man. That is pretty wonderful. So looking at that, wow, there we go. So break above the 200, break above the 314, kind of came down, tested it, found support, moving back up. As far as a 4-hour chart goes, this is actually not a bad chart. There's something called, you can find these candles by Sam. You can take a look at that. It's an indicator in TradingView. 3 up in a row. 3 3 positive candles in a row will turn purple, and then of course 3 negative will turn yellow. It actually is very good for showing immediate bursty price action. So if you look here, we definitely have had some purple candles here, purple candles here, purple candles here, break above the 203, break above the 314 moving average at the top of the RSI cave, come down, bounce off the 314, moving back up. This is really, in my opinion, a pretty darn positive chart. It's a 4-hour chart, and 4 hours is a great time frame to trade in if you want to be, risk averse. This is honestly looking beautiful. I like it. So, Theta versus USDT, darn nice move. I like it. I don't see this ADX is in the right spot. Directional index is in the right spot. Squeeze indicator is looking good, but SME binary candles is looking good. All I could think of is I like SME binary candles basically show the velocity of the candles, and right now, like, that's positive, and of course back here is negative. But I'd watch out, like right here, bulls and the bears are still kind of trying to work it out a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have a super positive direction yet, but I'm seeing some nice. I really love seeing the purple Sam's candles here. I think that's great. You've got a nice stack of them. Things are good. We're in a good spot. Trade at your own risk. But what I would say is let's look at the 45-minute chart, because the 4-hour looks strong. 45-minute chart, yeah, it's just rocking along, looking beautiful. Okay, so I cannot complain. Theta versus USDT, pretty darn good. Looking right now, the stochastic RSI is kind of played out in the 45-minute chart, and this guy's just getting ready, kind of getting done a retrace here, coming back up. I'd really wait for the stochastic RSI to come down and then start moving back up again. Let this thing get this retrace out of its system. I don't think it's quite done yet. Let's look at, just for fun, hourly. Yeah, hourly, it's not quite there yet. Let's look at 2 hours. Yeah, 2-hour chart. You can see definitely, they have 4 red, yellow candles in a row from Sam's candles. 2-hour looks like it's beginning to kind of get some upwards momentum again after pumping. I would just give this thing a bit. Trade at your own risk. On the 4-hour chart, it's looking good. I'm just not sure if this guy is necessarily destined to move up yet. But if you're okay going into red for a little bit before it moves up, I think it's a pretty good trade. Also SAND versus USDT, look at that. See, a lot of things are doing, well, I'm kind of a little bit hesitant right now. We can kind of see this sort of, cool off that happened recently. Like you see it in, Mana, we're beginning to cool off. You got 4, you have 3 downwards candles in a row, firing off Sam's candles, making them yellow. You see SHIB got a bit of a red candle there going on right now. Had this positive upwards movement, some purple candles. Now, of course, we're in the red. Theta, purple candles, if you can see them. Beautiful Sam's indicate Sam's candle shows some beautiful upwards momentum, but we're starting to cool off rather quickly. So be watchful. There's not a lot of spot trading volume right now. So let's watch out for a retrace that could definitely be coming for these. I'm not quite ready to get into anything quite yet. Like I say, if I was, if I didn't mind, getting in the Theta, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to get in the red before I get in the green. All right. I could always put a stop down here at the 200 moving average at around like 1.297 or so like that, just in case the, market falls out of the bottom, falls out of the market this weekend. Looking at SAND versus USDT, beautiful Sam's candles looking great, beautiful upwards velocity. This chart is really nice and strong. I really like everything about it. But once again, it's kind of the time of day. You can see how it's beginning to turn around, and you can see the KRI is on the way down, stochastic RSI is on the way down. This indicator here shows we're approaching, moving back down to the 200 moving average. That's kind of the histogram there. Directional index is great, ADX is great, squeeze indicator is good, but we're losing that upwards velocity. This red moving average here is the 8 moving average. You're never going to stay too far above it or below it very long. It's kind of returning to it. Maybe this is a spot where it's going to turn around. You could always get more granular and start looking like 15 minutes. And yeah, so you're getting this kind of rounded top here. Maybe we're getting ready to turn around. There's a possibility. SAND versus Tether might very well be getting ready to continue its upwards move. So be careful, but this is a beautiful chart. I do like what I'm seeing. As you can see on a green candle starting right now on the 45-minute chart. And I have gotten some comments, like snarky bastards, about like, you're trading short time frames, and I do get it, but I'm kind of showing you sort of what's happening this very moment. I'll go to 4 here on sand to make some people happy who've been giving me a hard time. Here's the thing, 4-hour chart on sand USDT. Look at that beautiful upwards move, bouncing off the top of the RSI cave back there on the 18th of June, broke above the 200 moving average, broke above the 314 moving average, all in one 4-hour candle. That's amazing. Look at that blue diamond merit badge. All about, can it hold that? Here's one of sand. Can it hold above this 314 on the 4-hour chart versus USDT? In general, these indicators are looking fairly darn good. Let's give this, I'm gonna give this guy a chance to actually confirm it's going to. What I'm worried about is this guy here might end up doing one of these things, between the 314 and the 200, and it's hard to tell which way it's going to break after that. You don't really know. I'm going to see if this thing can stay above the 200 moving average. I'm sorry, the 314 moving average. And if it can, great. If it starts to bounce between the 200 and the 314, I'm going to wait till it resolves either, up, down, or up, basically. So I think this one needs a little bit of time, but as a very, very positive chart. I like what I'm seeing there for sure. Gala versus USDT, a beautiful pump today. Got above the top of the RSI cave, far from the moving 8 average. Of course, it's going to come down. Indicators are showing a bit of a turnaround right now, although not really. I mean, the ADX is in the right spot. The directional nexus is good. Squeeze indicator is good. Binary candles are good. KRI is pumped. We're well above the histogram. The 200 moving average histogram basically, of course, is showing expansion. It's wonderful. Just be aware of these beautiful purple Sam's candles. Is looking great. Gosh, this is the kind of thing that just could keep going. So who knows, Gala versus USDT. But we are above the top of the RSI cave, and we're far from the 8 moving average. Myself, I'm going to wait for a retrace, a little bit more sanity, and then see how the indicators look. I think this guy's going to need to, for some reason, I'm missing my, there we go. I was missing my, both the, Laser Bear, Wavefront Oscillator, and of course the stochastic RSI show you kind of maxed out here. So let's let this guy kind of chill a little bit and then maybe hop back in. Gala versus USDT looking wonderful on the 45-minute chart. Looking at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is just now challenging that 200 moving average. Wait until we get above that and find support above it. Maybe even see if we get that beautiful blue diamond merit badge by breaking above the 200 and the 314. It's strong looking chart. Things are moving. Sometimes when you're pumping hard, you're a little bit, you got a little bit of wobbly legs. I'm going to watch Gala versus USDT to see if it can break above the 200 moving average, find support, keep going, see if it can break above that 314 and find support there. Kind of like Sand is doing. I could definitely see Gala doing what Sand is doing. Is Sand going to actually hold that 314 and support and keep moving up? If so, I'm definitely in. All right. Bitcoin Truth Seekers. I hope I got through all this quick enough. As always, if you happen to check on when I'm check this out when I'm live streaming it, most people watch it afterwards, but if you do, always feel free to hit the live chat, and I will chart anything that you mention that's within reason and is crypto. And of course, always feel free to stick some news stories in there if they look interesting, comment, etc. And other than that, I'll probably see you guys Sunday. I'll try to get out here and do a daily view, and we can check out what the market's doing on Sunday. I'm really curious if the volume picks up. It's an interesting market today. I myself, to be honest, am probably going to let things go until tomorrow and not really take positions until we see a nice retrace of some of these alts that we're seeing. Even Bitcoin is doing great, but as you can see, kind of retraced today on the just a 15-minute chart, made a perfect 200 moving average bounce back into that upwards channel. I love seeing that. We're playing by the rules. Things are looking good. On the 45-minute chart, keeping above that 200 moving average, and the longer you stay above it, the better. It kind of gives alts the ability to start really making moves, and we have been above, honestly, the 200 for, let's just measure this. We've been above the 200 for, let's just say like this. We've been above the 200 for like 2 days and 22 hours. 222, wonderful number. And above the 200 and the 314, for like 1 day and 22 hours and 30 minutes. Definitely let this thing hit like 48 hours or so above the 200 and the 314, and like 72 hours, etc. This is a great time. If Bitcoin can stay strong, we're going to be looking great. Going to be great energons for alt trading. So remember, For every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit banker cries. And if you can, do click that like button, do share, and comment. When you click the like button and you share this and you comment, it does something to the YouTube algorithm that lets people find this who would not usually. So take care, and I will see you Sunday. If not Monday, but I'll go for Sunday. Let's see if we can make it happen.